Oh, Haito, and welcome back to the Fairy Circle. It is I, Aito, your moth fairy guide to magically fantastical worlds, and today we are continuing on with Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All, episode 3. But first we have to guess a game. Hmm. This looks like some kind of space shooter. Well, whoever goes after Regina, I'm booking them. Is the plan. It looks like an R-Wing. It's a Star Fox. Hey, let's go. Nice. Waking epic. Alright. Isn't strong enough. Gotta hit Encyclopedia them. Encyclopedia Brown. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm trying to remember where we stopped. Were we gonna try to do his Cyclops, or did we just unlock them right at the end of stream? We can save. It'll be fine, surely. Because we have another set of Cyclops we gotta go do later. And there's 3 of them. Get over it. Mo, please tell us what happened 6 months ago. What in the world went on at the circus? Okay. There's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look, over there, some juicy burgers. Let's eat instead. Fortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself. Got him. Actually, I've kind of got an idea of what happened back then. This feels like I feel like I picked a bad time to stop because I'm having to like remember everything we were just doing. Mo, you said something about an accident. This wouldn't happen to be the cause of that accident, would it? It was money. Money did it. Okay. Hold on. Okay, we have... It's not the crime program. Oh, wait. Wait, but I don't have that, so it's not a thing. Maybe we don't have everything. It wasn't the accident 6 months ago, the lion that died? We talked to everybody? We talked to Regina, right? I need to present stuff. Oh, what do I even present though? That's Pepper, isn't it? From the cafeteria. Huh? It's from the cafeteria? It's not? I remember seeing it there. So this was the cafeteria's Pepper. You know, I'm not a big fan of Pepper. Why not? Hmm. It's Acro. Is he in his room today? Yes, he is. We just came back from meeting him. I hope his leg gets better soon. Acro is so incredible, especially on the trapeze. Trapeze is that enormous swing hanging from the top of the tent, right? Yep, that's it. I really want to see him up there again. Acro the acrobat. That's strange. Acro doesn't seem to have very many nice things to say about Regina. Regina seems to like Acro just fine. Hmm. Do we have everything? Hmm. Oh shit, okay, I didn't come back here. Okay, there we go. Or not. Must have taken Max in for questioning again. Really isn't anything that we need to ask him right now anyway. Never mind. Hmm. Do I have everything? I thought that I don't know what to present for the what happened 6 months ago thing. Mo's not here. Oh wait. I hear something. Stop it, Nick, you're scaring me. It's money. Nick, it's money. That monkey's holding something. That's it. That's the thing that means a lot to Regina, remember? All right, time to take on this monkey, attorney style. Ooh, 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 scratch, scratch. Oh God. Yikes. Ah! Tried to have a monkey-to-monkey talk with him. I really did. Nick, you... I swiped while money was distracted. Wow, you're really on the ball today, Nick. Let me see it. Let me see it. Huh? You can see it fine from where you are. You know what I mean. I really want to try on Regina's costume. Maybe then they'll take you in at the circus and I can get some peace and quiet. What's the matter now? Doesn't fit me at all. Oh, well, guess it's time for you to lay off the burgers. Wow, rude. You didn't mean to be mean. Don't insult her weight. Not to mention, it doesn't look like something any girl I know would actually wear. Stage costume, a shiny spangled vest. It's not my size at all. Why is that? Why is that in the fucking court record? Okay, do I need to show this to Regina to get her to talk about 6 months ago? Here you are, Regina. Yay, thank you. You really got it back for me. Don't mention it. I love you, Mr. Attorney. It's nothing. No wonder guys melt a mush in front of this girl. Hey, Regina. That costume is yours, right? I tried it on, but it didn't fit me. Huh? This costume? This isn't mine. It's Leon's. Leon's? You know, the lion she told us about? Oh, the one that someone killed. Leon, he was killed, wasn't he? That's right, my dad killed him. Why? Well, Leon did something really bad during practice. During practice? Leon was sitting down and then he opened his mouth, you know, gah. Uh-huh. Usually when he did that, I'd put my head into his mouth. Uh-huh. Wait, you put your head into a lion's mouth? I sure did. The people in the court always loved seeing me do that. They'd always start screaming. Sure they were screaming because they loved seeing you do that? Anyways, what was the bad thing? Oh yeah, Leon bit someone during that practice. The bite of 87? Regina, everything was alright though, right? No, it wasn't alright. That was the problem. My dad was incredibly angry. And that's when Leon... Yeah, that's when he became a star in the sky. Poor thing. Leon, the animal shows the lion, shot by the ringmaster 6 months ago for biting a performer. I think that's what I needed from Mo. Let me go see if we can, if we're good for both thingies. All right. I'm back, motherfucker. It was Leon. I heard a little bit about it from Regina. Leon made a mistake during a performance, or during a practice, right? How did you? I told them so many times. You shouldn't be doing such dangerous acts. Like putting her head inside Leon's mouth, right? Yeah, but Regina believed in Leon. She believed so strongly that the ringmaster went along. He could never say no to her. Out of curiosity, who was bitten? Come on, Mo, don't clam up on me now. Who did Leon bite on the head? Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything. You promised. He's involved in this too. He's involved, huh? Mo must be talking about... Mo, is this the person you promised you wouldn't say anything? So it has to be Ben or Acro. But I feel like it's got to be Acro, right? Seriously injured both legs? Oh. Right. Cool. It's just right. It just says it right there. I was gonna say I feel like we would know if Ben had like an injury or something. And also he would probably not. He'd probably be more likely. I don't know. Acro doesn't like Regina. Ben does. You know. You see the logic. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It must have been Acro, right? How'd you know? Don't worry about that, Mo. Getting to the bottom of this accident may help solve what happened to the ringmaster. No way. I need to know the truth about what happened to Russell. Please tell me what you know. I'm sorry, Acro. Got his ass. Unlock successful. It's just like you said. You know, the accident. Did someone die? No, but it would have probably been better if he had. What? How would that have been better? He's still alive, but when he got bit, he suffered massive brain damage. He'll never recover from the coma that he's in. Coma? All he does now is lie in his bed at the hospital. That's all he's ever gonna be able to do. I see. How is he related to Acro? He's his brother. Huh? The person who got bit was Acro's brother. What brother? They were an acrobat team, brothers, Acro and Bat. Cute nicknames, I thought. Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime. Who is Acro's younger brother? Sean Dingling, but everyone always called him Bat. He fell in love with Regina. Trying to win her love was his downfall. Possibly the only person young enough. I don't know how old Acro is, but if possibly the only person young enough to not be weird for liking Regina. Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina. 6 months ago, while we were practicing, all of a sudden Bat blurts out, "Let me perform with Leon." Why'd he do that? I don't know, but that's what caused the accident. I'll never forget that moment. It was so strange. Leon had the weirdest look on his face. Regina the only girl? Yes. He was smiling. He? You mean Leon? Oh, somebody used pepper to make Leon sneeze. And that's why he bit Acro, or why he bit Bat. Uh, I hate it too, don't worry. Yes, yeah, and when he bit down, he was smiling. Some sick grin. No way, that's impossible. Smirking lion, a flying murderer. Why does it seem that it's always Mo who catches all of these incredible events? Nick, can lions smile? I never told the police about the incident. Circus would have been shut down if we had. The next day, the ringmaster took Leon out and shot him with a rifle. So that's what really happened. Well, you guys were so serious. What was I supposed to do? I had to tell you. But all this truthfulness has put me in the mood for a burger. Here, you do have some pepper. Shaka, 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 shaka. There he goes again, acting like his normal crazy self. Chew! Oh god, she's sneezing. Make your equation for the 50 stream streak. Very epic. Welcome, welcome. Nice, what a wonderful sneeze. Huh? You think so? You sneeze with pepper and slip on a banana peel. That's basic clownsmanship. Girly, I know you gotta understand that. Nick, I think I'd make a good clown. Other than Regina, I've never seen a cuter sneezer. Does Regina sneeze with pepper too? She does. Bat would always tease her with pepper. Oh shit. It's all coming together. But Bat? From my point of view, those two always look so perfect together. Look perfect together, huh? How old is that for? Oh, Bat. It says 22. Would he be 22 now? Okay, he's older than Max. Never mind. God damn it. So much for my optimism. I hate that Max, by being 21, is the least creepy for having a thing for Regina, even though that age gap is very upsetting. Okay. Let's see. Do we need to talk to anyone else? I mean, we do. The day automatically ends when we've done everything. I'm just not sure what yet. Should I present Acro to people or Bat to people? Actually, maybe I should. She won't talk about Bat. Let's see. Oh, I did not mean to present Leon. I meant to present Bat. Oh, they won't talk about Bat. Okay. You guys are no help at all. Acro, will you talk about your brother? Mr. Wright, back again, I see. Well, he did say I'll be back. Wait, was that someone else? We're back because Acro's hiding why his legs were injured. He was hurt in the accident 6 months ago. It would seem that he knows that we know. Well, it seems that you've got things you want to talk about, so fire away. Okay. You won't talk about... Okay, do I have to do... I guess we gotta do the Cyclops then. Or at least try. I'm not really sure what else to do other than that. Alright, about the wheelchair. I have to ask you, how were you injured? I'm sorry, I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice? Yes, unfortunately acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were the real cause, he'd have no reason to keep it secret. Acro, are you really telling me that a practice accident was the cause of your injury? Do we present Leon? Do we present Bat? Is it something else? It's gotta be Leon, I would think. Oh, we got healed. Sick. That makes me feel a little better. Leon. 6 months ago, you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. Oh, because he went to save his brother, I bet, is what happened. I know I'm on the right track. I just need to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running from the exit. Okay, maybe attacked is not the best word to be using. So let me rephrase that as battled the lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight it. You had to fight it to save someone. That's what Bat's profile's for. Bat. It was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury. Mo. He must have told you. Yes, we learned about Bat from Mo, but he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's how I figured it out. A slip of the tongue. Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime. Cut down together. That was where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up at the center of the same accident, together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. Still haven't broken Acro's last cyclock. This must be one incredibly deep-seated secret. Wasn't anyone's fault. Do you care to explain more? Acro, I know you are still hiding something from me. Maybe someone you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive, Regina. I would have been more worried about that since it was going to take off 4, but I feel like saying someone you don't like much, I feel like that made it very obvious what I was supposed to do. Regina. You always seem calm and collected until you start talking about her. Saying things like she's cruel. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You've got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, her tiger tried to attack me. Regent tried to attack you? Twice. He wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never taught a command to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What? What are you talking about? Ugh, maybe I overdid it again. If I can hand something over to Acro, maybe it'll... Here's proof you had it out for Regina all along. Found... Is it this? Because... Yeah. I think it's this one. Haven't forgot what happened 6 months ago. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Oh my god, 5? Jesus Christ, game. Let me relax for 5 seconds. This... Where'd you get it? Regina posted on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. I guess I noticed it when I was... I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time. I always take Acro as breakfast in the morning. You wrote this, and then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. Let's go. Unlock successful. We're freaking gaming. My legs were injured by Leon 6 months ago. My younger brother, Bat, had a dare with Regina. A dare? An absurd dare. If I can put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date. That's that's insane. Didn't he know how dangerous that is? We all thought he was being stupid too, but that lion was very old to begin with. And age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. And that's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. And Leon chomped down. I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up. What about Bat? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I am still waiting for him to open his eyes again, and that's the reason why I keep going. Bat and Regina. They were such great friends. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood. This scarf? It was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. He? Leon, obviously. Oh. When he bit down on Bat's head, the expression on Leon's face looked like a grin. Nick! I know, most said the same thing. What do you think it all means? I'll be taking that scarf if you don't mind. I knew it. Miss Von Karma? I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf. But the scarf's evidence in the trial. That is for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I've just served a summons to Acro to appear in court tomorrow as a witness. Acro, we'll talk more at the prosecutor's office. Acro? A witness? Come, Acro. Let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am. Now what do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. Look at you all full of confidence. You must have found something you can use. This is all beginning to come together now. It sure is. I have a lot of issues with this trial. Mostly revolving around the fact that Regina's 16 and everyone wants to get with her. But I'm curious to know if the lion getting peppered was on purpose or not. And all that jazz. December 30th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties.
You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today.
I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it.
Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. That is not a glass. That is a carton. And I'll be taking that, thank you. Regina.
How fabulous, my sweetie pie! My sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today.
Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end?
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties?
I hate all of this except the milk, I suppose. That's my favorite part, too. Huh?
I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on or even where she is. Oh, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience.
Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there.
Good luck, Max. You're the best. Gina's different, don't you think, Nick?
Top of the morning to you. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go?
Mo, if this had come out like a decade later, I would be like fully convinced that that was a Jacksepticeye reference and not just him saying that.
Top of the morning to you, Governor.
Top of the morning.
That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The other bird gets the worm, but then again, worms lack higher brain function. Aha, 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 aha. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk.
Why is everyone giving him milk?
Oh, my. Thanks.
So, how are you today, Wright?
Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit.
You mean Acro?
Huh? You think he did it?
Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare.
Should we start bringing you milk before you start a game? No, thank you. I can get my own milk, but thanks for offering. But that does make me like imagine like the chapter 4 Deltarune scene where Chris and Susie are like pouring the juice into each other's mouths, but you know, us doing that with milk. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. Just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses.
What are you gonna do then, Nick?
I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro to the truth.
You're right, but it's gonna be tough.
Got this milk from an alley. Nice. I'm glad we both went similar places.
Chris, there's free milk in the alley. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. And she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father.
You want us to make sure Regina watches?
Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today.
What's that supposed to mean?
She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars.
Seems a little cruel, but... December 30th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 2.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica.
Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Very well, Viswan Karma. You may proceed with your case.
Prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events.
What's the meaning of this?
You've discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Did he now?
Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up.
Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night, an explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Gumshoe.
Very well, please call your witness to the stand.
Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Is that a woodpecker? Or are there birds in the courtroom? Somebody get these things out of here. I'm trying to focus. Don't make me get me mallet. Name and occupation? Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Berry Big Circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you'll see the eyewitnesses... If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. Witness testimony, what I witnessed. Well, I would hope that's what you're doing. It's a witness testimony. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming.
This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown.
If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, did.
Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony?
In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings, there's no way that actually happened.
Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination.
All right. They told me that we need to rely on evidence and not pressing, but unless they start penalizing me for pressing, then bite my ass. I press every statement in this fucking house. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct, but there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep.
If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains?
I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains.
Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ow!
The witness will proceed with his testimony. That's always one of the most annoying things that these witnesses can do, is just being like, gee, I hadn't thought of that. Silly me. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing acro doesn't seem to get results. But maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. Was there something? I think I'm gonna get penalized if there's not. I didn't catch anything. I think I'd rather be safe and come back to this later if I think that this is the thing to press more. He said that he was in bed and heard a thump outside, and that's all he really said. So I'm gonna say no.
What's the matter, Mr. Wright?
Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Yeah. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Are you sure it was a human being? It was not, but we haven't gotten to that part of the trial yet. It could have been a mannequin or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Acro's statement jives with the facts. I mean, all he said is he thinks it's a human. Fuck. Okay, I kind of see why Phoenix was telling me to be careful about pressing. Okay, I'm gonna leave it be for now. Okay, statement 4. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. Safety lights lit things up enough for me to see, but honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Fuck, they thought of everything.
Did you see any of the other symbols?
I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press and the more results I seem to get. Wait. Maybe. Oh, wait. Maybe. Isn't this the same issue that we had with yesterday's trial? The whole, like, I saw him leave with the hat on, but the hat should be at the scene of the crime. But is he just going to say it fell off after he flew into the air? Because that's pretty plausible. It's hard to tell with this game sometimes. Let me press the last statement first, and then I'll come back. I don't know if I'm like jumping to conclusions. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. Is that even really worth pressing? I guess we will. When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream? That's not important. I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Ow! Objection. Sustained. Don't sustain that. Acro must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court. I'll put the pedal to the metal, Nick. It's gotta be that thing about... you saw this one? Because you saw the hat. It's gotta be this one, right? Because it's the only one that, like, had any potential, like, avenue I could see. That's so Raven. It's the future I can see. I didn't even watch that show and I still know the fucking theme song. I'm gonna go for it. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? I love presenting something and then the music stops. It makes me feel so good knowing that I'm right before I actually read the dialogue. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. It's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has 2 silk hats? No. This is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. You've been eating Fig Newtons at the stand. Order! Order! As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. You okay, Nick? Well, I opened my mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? I also love Fig Newtons. What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? I remember as a kid, my sister would go through a sleeve of Oreos, but I would go through a sleeve of Fig Newtons. What would cause the witness to commit perjury in this court today? He has a grudge against Regina. So it would have to go through both. Fair enough. I would pick Fig Newtons first over Oreos, but I would definitely, fuck up some Oreos if given the chance. It's gotta be, because obviously the middle one's just like a joke answer. And he has no grudge against Max. He just wants to get back at Regina. Being bisexual means liking Oreos and Fig Newtons. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Duh.
Mr. Wright, are you serious?
Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's hearts and minds. Automato Kokoro. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book.
Really?
If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. Isn't that more damning? If he was innocent, wouldn't he be at least a little mad that we're accusing him of murder? Maybe that's just me. He is staying rather calm and collected.
Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation?
I don't really need to say a thing, do I?
What do you mean?
Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house.
That's true.
There's no way you can't get into your wheelchair by yourself. You are fucking jacked from the waist up, all right? Let's be real here. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client, but to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things... See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Phoenix is a poopy head. See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you are trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note that to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice.
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice?
No. I'm trying to go through my head real quick. The only person that I would be suspicious of is Ben, and it wouldn't have been Ben. I don't think Ben and Acro are close. The only person he seems to be close with is Money, and Regina thinks they're close because she goes and takes him food, but he actually hates her. And he was close with Russell Berry, but obviously he's dead and didn't, aid in his own murder. Of course he didn't. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not gonna sucker me into this one.
What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright?
There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. He fucking smacked that dude so hard with the Maximilian bust that he fucking killed him. And he had fucking puppet type strings, and I'm telling you, man, I got it. I was saying that about the last case, but like I actually got it this time.
Order! What are you getting at?
Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm gonna have to prove how it all fits together. That's the hard part. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. All right, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, if this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right?
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling?
He was in his room. He's obviously here the entire time.
That's Acro's room.
Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there could only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts?
What say you, Mr. Dingling?
It's an interesting theory. It's not a game theory. It's actually a visual entertainment. Wait. interactive visual entertainment theorem. That's it. Considering what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor.
as the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer.
You've got a point. Seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? He said he saw a face that resembled Max's. But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. You mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Yummy. Frog legs. Careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right, I can't mess up here. I gotta give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it.
Time to enlighten us as how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright.
I'm gonna present some evidence.
So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry?
It was the fucking... Oh, wait. Okay, yeah, I forgot that it was a picture of the bust, not the bust itself. I don't know if that's on purpose, but I feel like that feels a little tricky because I feel like not making eye contact with the bust would make you potentially less likely to, like, put it together. But he fucking smacked him with the bust. I'm telling you, I got this. I figured it out. This man did some fucking crazy shit. He should be a fucking puppeteer, not an acrobat.
What's that, a picture?
It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture.
The bust.
It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-size, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. See, this is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Chest grab.
Order! Order! So we're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster.
The fucking localizers really thought that the whole ample bust joke was a fucking banger. You can tell by how they keep doing it every time the bust comes up in conversation. A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? That's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the boss. You don't even need to point out that he's an acrobat. He's in his fucking tank top. Just look at him. I can see his fucking muscles, like, when it cuts to him. He's fucking ripped. I think he could lift more than Phoenix and Von Karma combined. Just by himself. He's like an ant. He can lift 100 times his own body weight.
Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges?
Look at him. Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, Acro. Ow! I didn't even get to finish reading that. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get a proper testimony from the witness himself.
Testimony, you say? I love testimonies.
They're my favorite part. On Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond.
The defense's objection is overruled.
Why can't he see things my way once in a while?
Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink to any low to win a case. Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? Good testimony. I hate to admit it.
I have no doubts in regards to the witness's testimony.
It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright?
I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. Can't let her get to me. I gotta focus. Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have. Okay, I suppose I could have lifted something that the size of that bust. Have you ever lifted up the bust before? No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own two hands, but I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money can pick it up. Money? That crazy monkey's lifted Max's bust before? I was considering mentioning like money could have helped them. They're like best bros. I didn't say anything because I kind of thought that was like a stretch. But now that I think about it, why would money be why would money like be relevant to the case if not for this very reason? Okay, cool. Thank you for the huge hint, Acro.
Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling.
I have a strong upper body, but from working as an acrobat and only my legs were injured. So what have you been doing to keep in shape? Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wouldn't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa. How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. Gee, wait, what's Boo Boo's voice?
Gee, Yogi. I don't think we should drop this bust onto the ringmaster's head.
Hey, Boo Boo, shut the fuck up. Alright. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet.
So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window?
You couldn't have thrown it back. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing extremely intensive rehabilitation, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there is no way that I could know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. Hey, Nick? Huh? What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. It does make sense. If only I could prove somehow. Okay, I gotta present something to that then. To prove that he knew the location of the ringmaster. They're being very nice to me during this part. They're like just straight up telling me stuff. That Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. My first thought is that he called out to him, but we don't have evidence or anything that could prove that per se. I don't know. You wouldn't know exactly where the ringmaster was just because he called back, like Acro called out and the ringmaster shouted back. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. This would be unrealistic for me to drop the bus on him. Okay, I'm like 90% sure we gotta present. Okay. Crime photo. He got hit and fell over on top of this thing. Did we? Oh, we know what was in there. It was the pepper. Did Acro... I was going to say, did Acro put the box there, but how would Acro do that if he couldn't leave his room? Because I guess he could drop the box. Because he does the box... If he dropped the box, he doesn't need to drop the box on the ringmaster, so he could just drop it anywhere outside the window, so he doesn't need to look. And then he drops the box, looks outside the window, sees the box on the ground, knows where the box is, and then waits for the ringmaster to open the box or to go to the box. Maybe? Is that a stretch? I got less confident in that as I was saying it. It's a little convoluted, but you know, like I said last stream of this, it's more drama than it is actual legal stuff. So sometimes that just be how it be. Or maybe it was money, because money could point maybe to the ringleader. That's actually not a bad one either. If we had like a mirror or something, it would be that. Like I don't anything that he could have used, but I don't think Acro even had a mirror in his room to begin with. It has to be money or the box, right? But which one? Habitually gathers all sorts of shiny objects. Takes care of Acro. I'm gonna... It wouldn't be... it's not that much... It feels like it's not that much of a stretch for money to just, like, point, right? He doesn't have to look out the window. If money's sitting on the windowsill, he can just point. Right? I'm gonna go with money. The witness's statement... Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna present the bot. Wait, I'm gonna save. In case I'm still wrong. Hold on. I don't want this to be like the last case where I like lost a bunch of stuff in one go. Box. Okay, it was the box. I knew it was one of those two. I feel like, if I'm being totally honest, I still kind of think money makes more sense. it seems like less of a convoluted plan to just have money point at the ringmaster. And that doesn't really feel like that would be that difficult to get money to do to me. But I'll take it. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? Oh, what are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Right, precisely, I may add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix, right? Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting.
Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
Maybe you should take a look at this. Actually, I'm glad that I didn't have to present the photo instead of the box because I didn't even consider that. And that would have been mean, though, if it made you present the photo instead of the box itself. The key point here is the wooden box. Well, then again, I could kind of see why somebody might present the photo instead, though. But I feel like presenting the box itself makes more sense to me.
Same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over.
The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means... You know, I didn't really even think about that until Phoenix was like, how did he know where the ringmaster's head was gonna be? This whole time I was kind of imagining that the ringmaster showed up with the box. But like, it's a 20-pound box and no one saw him. Neither Max nor Ben saw him carrying it. So like, yeah, I guess that is the thing that I totally overlooked, is where the fuck did the box come from? That this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime.
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense.
The moment that the bus came in falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. Okay, and it's a heavy enough box and big enough that you'd kind of have to stand in a decently specific area to bend down and pick it up. I don't imagine the ringmaster was in amazing shape or anything, so it's not like he's just gonna like one hand to that shit with no effort or something. 20 pounds isn't like crazy, but like I think a normal man in his 40s who doesn't do any exercise would have to like take a second to bend down and pick it up.
You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box,
There'd be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No. I still feel like this is really convoluted, but hey, if it works, it works.
Order! This is unbelievable.
Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just got to keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward.
So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene?
It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Allow me to wipe some... Well, I didn't even get to finish what she said. Ow, stop. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made, indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The size, the weight, the contents. The weight, like I was saying, it's a heavy box. You gotta like bend down, you know, you gotta like bend your knees and go really grab it from both sides, and you know, lift with your legs, not your back. The box was a remarkable weight.
According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift up with their body, wouldn't you say?
That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large.
Box also has carrying handles on either sides, doesn't it?
That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills.
Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza?
Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing.
What?
Mr. Wright, you recall the original location of Max's bust, the cafeteria. Of course I remember, it was on top of the table in the cafeteria.
Then what happened to it?
I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yep, definitely have a problem here. There's no place to get perplexed. Gotta get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all.
All right, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room?
He already said Money was capable of picking it up. So I guess we were wrong. There was an accomplice and it was Money, right? It seems like the obvious answer. Because Money can't testify against him or anything like that. Everyone else is a liability. Oh shit, I can't back out to save, I don't think. Damn it. Fine. Oh wait, no. Wrong button. Money the monkey. Why is Money in my evidence and not my profiles? I guess so is Leon. I don't know. Even though they're animals, I feel like it makes more sense than being the profiles. Anyway.
A monkey?
Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size.
Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring.
So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home.
Home?
Money lives in Acro's room.
Acro's room?
The bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Have you seen this shit? That shit's sparkling.
Ah, those are some very nice cards he's holding.
Yes, and they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. We got your ass. Acro. Money's a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. He wasn't able to handle that himself. I'd be on the market for a new roommate.
Order! Order! I said order! Miss Von Karma, where is the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
This is a rather strange turn of events.
Oops, I hit B, sorry. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's not like Deltarune where they have like unique sounds when they're talking.
But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then?
Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. And you mean this bust was the murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! I like that her, like, her gut response whenever we upset her or get something right is just to call us names.
Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow!
Don't seem so flamboozled. Especially by this fraud of an attorney. You've been Schmeckeldorfed, Judge. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. No, he wasn't. The bust was, dummy. There's no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you now. Well, this is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? It was the bust. He saw Max's... Ow! I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère. I can't French, nor do I have any interest in doing so. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
How is that possible?
It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why he couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one off of the cards in the bust's hands. Idiot. Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust.
Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you think?
Oh, he caught me.
So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Acro. I wonder, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? So then how did this person get a hold of the cloak? Well, furthermore, how would this person have gotten the cloak? Oh, I fucked up. They're using vaguities, which means that I picked the wrong thing. Shit, I got too excited because that person was not spotted at the scene. Ow. Let's have it, Mr. Wright, who put the cloak on the bust. Was it Russell? Did the cloak get on the bust by accident? Also, he's 52. I thought he was 40 something. Is this just like this whole thing? Everything about this case is just like accidents on top of accidents. Money just happened to steal the bust. Acro just happened to decide to use the bust. The cloak just happened to end up on the bust after smacking Russell. Mo just happened to look out after the cloak was on the bust and saw it getting dragged up, so it looked like Max was falling away. Like, holy shit. I mean, if she's getting mad at me because it has to be someone who was at the scene, then it has to be Russell. Fool. Him?
You're saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it.
Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. Finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bust hit the victim, you wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. The circus isn't even over yet. What? And that's why Mo saw Max, quote-unquote, leave with the top hat on, too. I didn't even think about that part until just now. The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it, primarily because in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you. Don't get smug with me, motherfucker. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he's come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? I don't got a tale.
Evidence?
In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence and the power of my whip. Okay. I don't think those things should be held equally in this courtroom, actually.
Don't forget the power of my gavel as well.
No, not really. Let's be honest, Judge. You're just a bystander most of the time.
Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method, but there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay, then, use that and get out of this jam.
It's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright.
What would you say, Judge?
Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case.
Oh, that's what I was saying earlier. Wait, right? Because he saw him fly away wearing the silk hat, but the silk hat was at the crime scene. I can't save. Please be right. The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses.
The symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings.
Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool, do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's.
Makes sense if you look at it that way. Then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Fine, you've got one. Oh my god. It's a weird case. The judge told us to proceed. Flying away. Holy shit, it's all coming together. Fine. You've got one, but what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night, but the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. The cloak snagged onto the bust. What happened to the white roses? Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged under the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust.
Order! Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Shit. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. I do think it's weird that he killed the ringmaster and not Regina. TBF. But we're going to learn about why during this next bit, I guess. Your Honor, I'd like you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive.
Seems this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break.
Perfect, because I was going to take a break here regardless.
I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
All right. Well, I'm also going to take a break. So, BRB. Oh, Haito. Alrighty. Fresh Bampton slapped squeezed milk. I don't want to drink or eat anything that's been in contact with Bampton. Thank you for the welcome home and the welcome back. December 30th, 2:17 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 5.
I can't believe it. Acro.
Pretty shocking, isn't it?
It definitely is. And to think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeepus, am I that hated?
Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose.
He did. Psst, psst. But I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know?
But you're not, which is kind of the reason why... Hey,
pal. Can you ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence?
Detective Gumshoe.
Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways.
Now, Detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? That's some really tasty milk.
How about a card trick, Detective?
Well, if you insist. It's like a kid, just jingle some keys in front of him. Give him his milkies and do a funny card trick, and he's happy. Now about that evidence you mentioned, what is it?
Here you go.
Huh? This was yesterday in Acro's room.
Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later.
Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this?
That's why this is all a secret.
Huh?
Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and we're not really allies or anything, but everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan.
I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion.
Final plans?
Uh-huh. That reminds me, I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it. And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here.
What did he mean by that? The very end part? I'm not sure. It was all pretty cryptic to me.
Oh, and one more thing.
Oh, okay, Columbo. Don't scare me like that.
It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant.
What? For me?
It's milk.
The reception area looks like some kind of dairy. Oh my god.
So hurry up and drink it all before it spoils.
An entire dairy's worth of milk for me. I just noticed when he's crying, one of his fake eyelashes just, like falls off and like droops down his face. December 30th, 2:27 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
Court is now back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off.
I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime.
Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please proceed with your testimony.
Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. Gulp. About the ringmaster. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life.
You're such a thoughtful young man.
As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem.
You are absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for cross-examination, is there?
Actually, that's the question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? It's might be my last chance to answer that question. Of course I'll cross-examine. Who do I look like? The defense has a right to cross-examine the witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness.
All right, let's get the fuck in here. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. Go on. Elaborate. We? Yes, my brother Sean and I.
What? You have a brother?
How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old and my brother was 4.
Your parents were very cruel, weren't they?
Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Very Big Circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like.
Ow!
No crying in court. Let's keep going.
The witness may proceed with his testimony.
That's when the ringmaster of the Very Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He was like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had.
What about other people at the circus?
This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in, so no one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do to help. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I know. He seems like a nice guy, which is what makes this so difficult.
So then how long have you been a performer?
I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age? I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. It's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dinglingberries. That's so it's so on the nose. It's legally distinct, but only slightly. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard of them in Germany. Liar. The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus.
You are truly a remarkable young man.
Judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow! How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of the witness's testimony or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow, 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 ow.
No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see this witness ever taking the victim's life.
Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk.
Now then, I think that will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not this man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely.
Exactly right, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question.
Go ahead, Your Honor.
I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead?
Yes and no. The problem is that we need to we can't just jump to Regina and the whole Leon thing. We have to work our way up to it. So, hold on, I'm gonna save. Right now, if I just present Regina, I don't feel like It wouldn't do anything. I think I'd just get penalized. Oh, wait, I just noticed it's doing some. Hold on. Wait, did it stop? It, okay. Anyway, all right, I can't provide one. Nick? Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the Ringmaster is something that can't be proven. Oh, that's right, because they never reported the whole thing to the police. Fuck.
What?
That's because Acro had no reason to kill the Ringmaster at all. Ow! Your foolish attempts to fool us like foolish fools are so foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was. This is the real killer of Russell Berry, Ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right.
The end of things.
Acro. You didn't plan to kill the Ringmaster at all, did you? Did he think that Regina was going to show up? He clearly doesn't know Regina very well if he thought that this was going to work out in him killing Regina. The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster, because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What?
Order! Order! Bailiff, I don't care who it is. Smack anyone who's loud in the face. Twice if you must.
Oh my god.
Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to my court? Ow!
Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Okay, well, it has to be Regina. But, like, did he really think Regina was going to be the one to show up? Regina Berry?
This young girl is the Ringmaster's daughter, correct?
Acro. You were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, you're wrong. That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Enough! Mr. Wright, allow me to... Ow!
The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself.
Uh-huh.
And that goes for you too. Mr. Phoenix Wright, show me evidence now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry.
Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl.
Would it be Leon's thing? The animal shows, or would it be Bat? Or would it be this? Bat scarf stained with his blood and a small quantity of pepper. There's a lot of things we have that it could be what I need to present. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to kill this young girl. Okay, is the note then? Because he wants proof that there was a plan to kill Regina. Not why he would want to do it, but the proof that he was going to do it, or he was trying to do it. So it might be the note. Let me read that's profile. Okay. All the other things are motive related, but they're not proof. So I'm gonna hope it's the note because we're a little low on health. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat.
Inside the victim's tailcoat.
Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m.
So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note?
Yes, but there's just one little problem.
Problem?
Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry.
Order! 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 Mr. Wright, this little theory of yours.
It's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her. Which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. It's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina. And was killed because of that mistake, instead of Regina.
That's incredible.
And the fact that Acro can't look out his own window is proof that he didn't know for sure who was down there. Damn, it's all coming together. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today. Lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. If I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was.
I've got it. I've got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza.
And that's when he let the bust fly. Bro, she's tiny. That would have, like, squashed her like a pancake if she'd been the one that got hit. Hey, Nick, isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it.
Acro wrote this note to Regina.
Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish, you've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that this note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what that note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter.
Hold it right there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note?
The incident 6 months ago. I know all about it. Also, what Gumshoe said has been like in the back of my mind about how he's like, oh, I've got a message from the prosecutor. It's not over until the end or whatever. Was like definitely a red herring. You're supposed to think that it's Ron Karma saying that like she's got it all figured out, yada yada. But it's definitely a message from Edgeworth. And he's going to show up at the end of this case, or we're going to get confirmation that he's back. One of the two. I know all about it. Anyway, I just wanted to say that because it's been like sitting in the back of my head. An incident occurred 6 months ago, and now I am here. I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron.
Wait, are you sure that it relates to the present case?
It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well, then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. I can't answer that question. The judge is going to think I'm bluffing. It's the pepper. Or is it the conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually... Okay, the pepper was in the box. It's either the pepper or the scarf. But why would he wouldn't put his brother's bloody scarf in the box. Well, I mean, it wasn't in the box. We already know that. I guess the pepper.
Achoo! 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 Achoo!
Why did whipping him make him sneeze more? What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's the decisive evidence you asked for.
What do you mean?
Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper?
Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. You're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. It's gonna knock off 4. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Intended victim? Nobody. Accidental victim? Bat.
Who is this?
This is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead.
Regina. She did that to him?
You spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be a fool. Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state.
Lion?
Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. If you say so. I mean, you're right, to be fair.
So then what happened to Acro's brother?
He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident.
I see.
What do we do now? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? Yes, but it also is more than that because it isn't just that, like, the lion didn't just bite by accident. Like, it's Leon sneezed because of the pepper. So I guess the correct option would be the bottom one. This one's worded a little weird. Let's see, hold on. It was more than that. The lion biting Bat was no accident at all.
What?
You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There's no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother, Bat. Scarf? Either the scarf or the pepper. Because if he had a bunch of pepper on his scarf, I'm pretty sure that's why Leon. Wait, did Regina put pepper on his scarf to try to make him sneeze because he would use the pepper on her to make her sneeze, and then he put his head in Leon's mouth while wearing the scarf, and Leon sneezed? Is that what happened?
That's just a scarf.
Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him.
Regina.
There's something more than just blood on this scarf, Your Honor.
And what might that be?
Pepper.
Pepper.
Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident. And she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Don't peck my forehead. You little kill someone kill that bird. Hey, what's with the silent treatment?
Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal.
Whoa, hey, I didn't do nothing like that. All right, chill out.
But out of curiosity, what was her crime?
That line is worse because I didn't even think about how the fact that he was talking about Regina when he said criminal. I don't like this case. This case makes me uncomfortable.
Sperry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that?
It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it sad that the lion seemed to be smiling?
Smiling? The lion was smiling.
Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked like he was smiling.
Lions smile?
I've never heard of them smiling, however... Lion sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf.
What?
You fool. We got it.
You've got to be kidding me.
Yes.
What's the matter, Miss Von Karma?
I
object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright,
this theory, you believe it? Yeah. You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to the pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot. It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. I think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. You're telling me that what I said was true. Acro, you don't mean... You can't mean... Witness!
Are you confirming the defense's claim?
Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory.
What would that problem be?
Same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster, where's the evidence that proves that claim?
You mean the conclusive evidence?
The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof, to be more precise. Murder weapon.
The bust that the defense claims was used. That were to be found in Acro's room, and if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes.
Yes, it would be. Bust. Like, you gotta do something. This is the last step. If I get this one right, the case is won. See how things work out first. Request to search Acro's room. No, because then we have to end the trial. And that feels like a bad move. when we've got them on the road. I feel like giving them another day to prepare is gonna would fuck us. Let's go for it. It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why aren't you gonna search his room? Looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma total justice. I guess. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday.
What did you find?
There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like you lacked the final nail to put in my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence that is relevant here is that which pertains to the murder of the ringmaster. You should know that by now. Ugh. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust. Where is it now? Where's the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where the bust is. I'm sure you do. It's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is?
Seems this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short.
Thank you for your support. I am terribly sorry, Mr. Wright.
I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness.
Does it? Maya? Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. Huh? What? What do you mean? We need time to what? Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she?
Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright?
What? Are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. Hey, wait. You can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. He doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking the tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step, sink or swim. The only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? Somewhere in the lodging house. Somewhere in the big top. Somewhere in this courtroom. Where is it? How would he get rid of it? Not Acro. Money stole it because it was shiny. Would he be able to get money to get rid of it? Seems unlikely. How did he get rid of it himself? Because he doesn't have an accomplice. It's not in the wooden box. We have the box. If it was in Acro's room, someone would have found it. He can't leave his room without help from another person. So how did he hide it? And where? The Martians in Lighting House, big top courtroom. Hmm. The courtroom is an interesting option. Because how would they get it to the courtroom? Von Karma wouldn't bring it to the courtroom. But I feel like it can't be in the lodging house or the big top because we would have found it. Or it definitely can't be in the lodging house. I guess it could be in the big top. But where would it be? We've been everywhere. We would have found it. It's in the big top or the quarter. I'm trying to think. Because if it's in the big top, then there's something pointing to where it's at in the big top, but I don't know what that would be. Where could it be? Hey Scholar, what's up? Can't be in the ringmaster's room. We searched that pretty thoroughly. It can't be in the cafeteria. Can't be in Mo's room. Can't be in Acro's room. Can it be on the stage area? I don't think so. Someone would have found it there. That's too... Everybody goes there. That's too risky. Is it in the courtroom? But why would they have it in the courtroom? This is the thing that I don't get. Maybe he's hiding it somewhere. Yeah, but I don't know how or where. Like, how did he hide it? Okay, I can save. I'm just gonna go for the courtroom thing. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom.
It's obviously where?
Okay, I guess that's correct. The judge's bench, the prosecutor's bench, the witness stand? What the fuck? The judge is hiding it. It was the true accomplice all along. The judge is actually Money the monkey in disguise. Is he hiding it? Is it in his wheelchair? Is he... Let me look. Hold on. Don't I have like a full body picture of this guy on my computer that I use for the thumbnail? Is he like wearing a blanket? Does he have... Is he just fucking hiding it in his lap? He's totally wearing a blanket. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way he just has that shit under his wheelchair. I swear to fucking God. You don't really see him, like his full body though. Usually, this is kind of this feels like a stretch to expect me to, like, I'm only really able to put this together because I'm sitting there being like, I'm sitting there thinking like these choices are so fucking weird. I feel like they have to be right because the other ones don't make any sense. Like they're impossible. We already searched everywhere else. Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket, because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. Would it though? Would it though? Would it? I don't agree with that. This case has some wacky shenanigans going on. Once again, your penchant for humor hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bust is under there. I feel like the bust has to be smaller than what I think it is and what I'm thinking it is in my head. Or something. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over, which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it, under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again. Would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool. How could you? You got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Wait, we can't even see it. I want to see how it's hidden. I do too. How the fuck is it? Does he have like a basket on the bottom or something? This is actually an insane ending to this case. I never would have thought that he just had the bust under there the whole time. That's nuts. Neutral, I guess. Two of them? Miss Francisca Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch a surprise search on my room last night? There were two pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away with the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust, obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. That was Edgeworth. I'm standing by that. Edgeworth is in town. He helped me out. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy, and now to be caught in the middle of court hiding a murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. They've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma.
It all makes sense now.
Alright, let's not start giving Von Karma credit she doesn't deserve. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Uh-huh. You definitely couldn't tell it by looking at her. I know I sure couldn't. Can't believe it. Me. Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? Only I hadn't done that.
It seems that we've finally arrived at the truth. Acro,
Yes, Your Honor.
did you kill the ringmaster of Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he teased her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. This is so ridiculous. No wonder I never went past the second episode. It's kind of neat seeing such a calm witness, even when caught. That part is interesting, but this case is possibly my least favorite case thus far. I feel like, which sucks because the last case was really good. So it'll depend on how case 4 goes, I suppose. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely. She would laugh innocently when saying it. Too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful.
So are you saying that you are a victim in all of this as well?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up, but I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet.
This has been such a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself.
I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again.
I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict.
Yay.
This court has adjourned.
Wow. I only lost over half my health this time instead of all but one sliver. December 30th, 4:27 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 5.
Fabulous. But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this.
Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh?
That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to.
Many congrats, but only at max.
A million of them.
Thank you.
Go away, Mo.
What's with the vibe in this room?
We're just thinking about Acro.
No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy.
Huh? Oh, hey, Regina. I was gonna ask if you're good, but I'm gonna take your crying as a no.
She's been like this for a while now.
It's all my fault. Rip.
Sweetie pie.
Pat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, please tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. I just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro, is he gonna try and get his revenge on me? I don't think so. He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can believe that? Yep, Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. If that's true, then I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making up that stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. Hmm. Victim, Regina's father. I just realized Bat looks like a fucking Dragon Quest protagonist. Anyway. Is it It's either Russell, because he already killed Russell and isn't going to kill someone that doesn't want to kill anyone else, or it's Bat, because Bat's technically not dead. And I feel like if these characters come back later in the series, there's going to be a whole, and then Bat woke up from his coma and it was great moment. I don't know how often characters return in later games though. It was the Dragon Quest 12 protagonist. That's why. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. Bat. That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... Uh-huh. I know. What? I'll do it. I'll stay next to Bat as long as it takes, until he opens his eyes. And then until he can meet Acro again. So sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo?
We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract.
I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now?
That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone's sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision.
What is it?
I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn this circus into the best circus this world has ever seen.
The best circus the world has ever seen?
Don't laugh.
It's quite the goal.
Yay, I can't wait.
And then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen.
Max.
Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy?
I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you.
Regina, you're gonna help them out too, aren't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me.
What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? We've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than it's ever been.
Mo.
Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the very big circus without Regina Berry.
Max. Nick. It's, seems like everything is going to turn out all right here. I can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen.
We'll save you the most fabulous seats.
It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order special whoopee cushion seats.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. See what made the case.
Yesterday's surprise raid, it really paid off just like you said it would, sir.
You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. I actually don't remember what voice I gave Edward.
Acro really was the killer. I thought this was the only way it could end.
Especially if he was the defense attorney.
You mean Mr. Wright?
Of course. Well, detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I get back.
Understood, sir.
I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. That played out like the post-credit scene of a Metal Gear game. Oh fuck, we did it. He's back! A brand new episode has been added. Farewell, my turnabout. Let's fucking go. My king. How do you like my Edge Rona? Now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Who?
Who will be this year's Grand Prix champion? Who will be our hero of heroes? Oh boy. What the fuck? What is that guy on the left wearing? Or Captain Saipon, all the way from the lovely tropical island of... I see the students of the certain starry school, and global hero Onyakopon doesn't want to go home without the prize. We hope Lady Luck is with all our heroes tonight. And now, the winner of the 3rd annual Hero of Heroes Grand Prix is me! Fucking cut the moon in half. Oh my god. It's the sword instructor from Majora's Mask. I mean, whoa, the true hero of the night has appeared. It looks like this year's Grand Prix goes to this fantastic warrior. The Nickel Samurai. Too bad, Shaman Ninja. Looks like the title eluded you again this year. Oh my god. Our Tokusatsu warrior returns. Does that mean Old Bat is back? March 20th, 7:42 p.m. Gatewater Hotel, Viola Hall. All right. Yes. Did you hear that, Nick? Did you? The Nickel Samurai. He did it. Yeah, he sure did. I'm getting too old for this.
Aha! I'm proud of the guy for doing the series justice.
So the person everyone was cheering for, I guess he got the prize? Yep. You know who we're talking about, right, Pearly? The Nickel Samurai. No, every Sunday I only watch the educational channels. Kids Masterpiece Theater. Okay, that's it. From now on, it's the Nickel Samurai. All the kids watch it. You like the Nickel Samurai too, Mr. Nick? Nah, Nick's an old fart, so he's not allowed to watch it anymore. That's right, but I do like Kids Masterpiece Theater. Hey, I didn't know you were so young at heart, Nick. Mr. Nick, you're a grown-up. You're not allowed to watch it anymore. You're supposed to act your age and have interests that match. It's very important. Aw, give it a rest, Pearly. Hey, what's... Pearly's gonna beat my ass. What's wrong with watching Tokusatsu as an adult?
Looks like I've made the right choice in inviting everyone here. I'm glad you're all having a good time.
It's like a dream.
Too bad for Jammin' Ninja, though. Last year, he lost to the Pink Princess, warrior of little old Tokyo. I thought this might be his year.
Yeah. Oh, hey, did anyone else think that the Jammin' Ninja looked a bit different today? Different? What do you mean? Well, he wasn't carrying his bright red guitar.
Hey, you're right. Strange he'd walk around without his signature guitar.
I'm sure that would be extremely relevant to this case. I'll never understand these people and their shows. Anyway, Mr. Powers, thank you very much for tonight.
Oh, it was nothing. I owe you one, so it's just my way of saying thanks.
Hey, Nick, come on. It's time to get going to the lobby. There's a post-ceremony stage show that's supposed to start real soon.
And then I heard there's going to be a press conference after that.
He looks like the lion from Zootopia. He looks like a lion in general. I feel like they commented on him looking like an animal in the first game, but it's been a while. He does have very wild hair. A press conference? Is he going to make a speech about winning this year's prize?
Well, not exactly. Something about the Nickel Samurai confessing something.
Confessing? Sounds pretty serious. It's the Cowardly Lion. Oh, you're so right. He totally is. It's also funny because we just had a case about lions.
Nick, come on. You don't want us to be the last ones there, do you? Yeah, Mr. Nick, do you?
Why me? The show doesn't even start for another 20 minutes. Thank you very much for inviting us today.
Oh, it was nothing really. Guys like us don't get to come to a place like this often, so I thought I'd invite you all.
Hey, Mr. Powers, what have you been up to lately?
Well, since the Pink Princess successfully wrapped up last month, I've been on a kids' exercise show while wearing a rabbit mask over my face.
Oh, I see.
I'm still really sorry about all the headache I caused you that time, Mr. Wright.
Well, what's done is done, so let's forget about it. This is Will Powers. He's an action star. His popularity exploded when he was the Steel Samurai, and he was the first case Maya worked on with me. Forgot that he was the Pink Princess? Yeah, that was the whole, like, fun bit at the end. I need to go through this the first game properly. I know this one the most, well, up to the second episode. First game is really good. I would say I like all the cases in the first one. It's too bad you look scary, or people know you're a real softie who's good with kids.
Thanks.
Yes, he went on to be the Pink Princess, which was why he felt bad earlier about the Pink Princess beating the samurai guy. Felt the bonus bonus too. It is very long. I agree with that. I think it's a fun case, but it is long, and some of those trial sections are really fucking hard. But to be fair, I think that definitely was intentional, because when they added it in for the DS versions and stuff, they definitely wanted it to be like a extra hard case and stuff. It's basically its own. It's fucking. It's a lot. Yeah, absolutely. But there's some fun stuff in there. I think it's worth going through. You just have to, like, you can't go into it thinking that it's gonna be whatchamacallit, just like any other. It's gonna be like a full. It's a commitment. It was like half of my playthrough, I think, when I played through the first game. Can't believe they're going to make a movie based on the Nickel Samurai. I can't believe it either, but for a different reason. The Steel Samurai, an epic story of one hero in a desperate fight against his arch nemesis, the evil magistrate, in the city of Neo, Old Tokyo. And last year they started a new series, the Nickel Samurai. New series seems to be a hit with the kids too.
I'm really attached to the Steel Samurai as a show, so I was hoping that maybe I'd get the chance to do something in this new one.
Yeah, it's too bad. It had been awesome to see you with the new actor, Matt Ongard. These names are silly. He's super popular right now. Mr. Ongard? Looks like Pearls doesn't know who he is. Me neither. This year it's gonna be the Nickel Samurai versus the Jammin' Ninja at the box office. Jammin' Ninja, who's that again? So, who is this Jammin' Ninja again? He's a hero, duh. Symbol is the bright red guitar he's always carrying. A ninja who's always carrying around a bright red guitar? How does it even work? With a scarf around his neck and a guitar in hand, he rises to stardom in an ancient time. A ninja who becomes a star? Yeah, a ninja who becomes a star.
There's a strong rivalry between the two of them. Global Studios' Nickel Samurai and Worldwide Studios' Jammin' Ninja. They even air at the same time.
You know what I heard? I heard those two don't get along at all. Oh yeah, I know that the pun, the names are meant to be punny. They changed pretty much all of them because the pun, like, you wouldn't get any of them if you just kept the names. And they're pretty, from what I've heard, they're still pretty similar. Like, I think Edgeworth's name is because it's like, he has like a sword, something about swords or something in his Japanese. I don't remember. I didn't really look into it. Maybe someday. Point is, the names are punny in both languages, and presumably all languages, I would hope. Windy Old Bag is freaky sweet. I agree. Guitaru Ninja, correct. Nickel Samurai's on guard. And the guy who plays the Jammin' Ninja, I mean... Nickel Samurai speaks French? Oh, you mean Matt on guard, the actor. I guess even the world of heroes is in a sparkling, happy place.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess we're moving. March 20th, Gatewater Hotel hallway. Wow, what is this place? Looks like I've stumbled into Oz or something. Way in the back, there's a sign for the bathroom. Maybe I should visit it while I can before the show starts. Here's the trash can. Feel free to visit it anytime. To Mr. On Guard from the Global Studio staff. It'd be nice if lawyers got flowers too. Something like, to Mr. Wright, from all your grateful clients. There's a piece of paper taped to the door that says, Matt On Guard's room. Matt On Guard. I've heard that name before. Oh yeah, Maya's always yammering about him like the obsessed fan she is. Compared to the flowers on the other side of the hall, these are much more gorgeous. Let's see, record companies, fan clubs, company workers, family. Carrying all these flowers home would be hard, I think. I can understand flowers in front of the dressing rooms, but what are stuffed bears doing here? Could it be that there's an action star with a soft spot for teddy bears? Nah, can't be. Why not, Phoenix? There are toilets in each room of this hotel, but since all sorts of events are held here, there are bathrooms for people who aren't staying here to use as well. Perfect for people like me who can't afford to stay here in the first place. I can't actually go into the bathroom. Piece of paper taped to the door that says Juan Corrida's room. Juan Corrida. His name just sounds like a star's name. Corrida. I've heard it before, but I don't know anything about him at all. I'm going to assume that's a pun in Spanish that I don't get because I don't know no Spanish.
Sounds like the post-ceremony show is about to start.
All right, I'm so pumped. Reiji Mitsurugi. Ah, interesting. Good to know. I wonder if he's going to show off his special move today. Nickel Samurai Smelting.
Cool. Actually, what I'm interested in most is the press conference.
You mean the big confession the Nickel Samurai is going to make after the show? So what is it? Don't you know what it's about, Mr. Powers?
Well, I'm not the Steel Samurai anymore, so I don't have any idea. Sorry. So, I guess you're all going to the press conference then.
Yeah, of course.
That's the case, then here, take these tickets so you can get in.
Press conference ticket. Seems like the Nickel Samurai is to confess something after the post-ceremony stage show. Thank you very much. Well, let's get going to the lobby. Looks like it's over this way, Mr. Nick. Okay. For great justice. Wow. All right, I guess we'll stop here because I don't want to get into anything major when we're about to in-stream. All right. Cool. Well, we kind of got started on the last case, but we'll really get started on it in the next stream on Sunday. But yeah, tomorrow we're gonna play Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. Sunday more of this, of course. And depending on how long this case is, we will try to finish up the game next week in our 3 streams of it. Then and then after we finish this game, we're going to be starting what's it called? In Stars and Time, I think it's called. It's the other game alongside Merchant 64 that I got on the Steam sale. And yeah, that do be it. So cool. PPR, go follow Ringo, my artiste, very cool, very epic. And here's a raid message if anyone wants to join in for that. Manfred von Karma's voice is literally Fires of Hell Karma. Interesting. That tracks. All right, cool. Let's go see if we can find somebody to wait. And Karma is literally how it's pronounced, Karuma. Nice. Let's see. All right, today we will go raid into Avery, who's doing Cash Cleaner Simulator, so I assume it's more of a chill, whatchamacallit, like mostly just chatting stream. Kanji for Karuma translates to hunting demon. Interesting. Huh. Cool. I might look into some of the other names later myself. But yeah, all right, that is it for me. So thanks for coming out. Have a good day. Oh fuck, good point. I might only specifically I'll probably just look up the names specifically of characters from the first game and nothing else, TBH. Anyway, thanks for coming out. Have a good day, good night, whatever it is for you. I'll see you next stream.